to, I believe this is episode number 27 of Deadwood Tobacco Company Blowin' Smoke podcast. Thanks very much for joining us. I am Eye Candy Randy, the nickname that's going to stick. Behind the board is Preacher, Ethan, as always. And joining us at the table, soon to be replaced by much better-looking alternatives, everybody, it is Wild Bill. And
why are you Sticky Eye Candy Randy?
Sticky Eye Candy? I don't know about the sticky part.
That's what it sounded like to me.
Is that what they said?
Sounded like over here.
Oh, all right. And Stash, he's here too.
Hi.
Kind of blew the intro.
Did you just finger somebody's water?
Well, there's something floating.
It's probably your ash, I would imagine. Yeah, we shall see. We have a very, very special episode of DTC Blowin' Smoke today. But before we get to that, let's start off where we always do. Bill, what are you smoking tonight? Stash, what are you smoking?
DTC Connecticut Toll.
Yeah, so that's what I'm smoking.
Ah, very good.
I couldn't read the label. Sorry, Mom.
Ethan, what about you? I know you have a label on it this time.
I do. The Arroyo PCA. Nice, delicious, spicy Corojo.
Mm-hmm. Sure.
Very good.
And Randy, Eye Candy, what do you have?
Well, we are currently, as we tape this episode, running a special in the humidor with a portfolio pack from our good friends at Tatuaje. So I have the Tatuaje Avion 11, which is an Ecuadorian Corojo Maduro wrapper.
Wow.
And Nicaraguan binder and filler. It's delicious. It's peppery, a lot of cedar in there, and medium to full-bodied for tonight's activities.
Yes.
And I did not have to Google that, but I did anyway. We've got some fun stuff coming up at the shop in the next few days. We are shooting this right before Memorial Day weekend, which is going to be big here in Deadwood. We have the Black Hills Motorcycle Show happening on Saturday up at the Deadwood Mountain Grand. We will be there selling Aunties and Zeros and DTC Connecticut's and Maduros.
But don't forget, there's a special guest there, the MC.
There is a special guest.
Yes, he's an MC.
I don't know how special it is, but
he'll be special.
Yeah,
I'm just the asshole selling cigars, so
pretty much. Yeah. Did Bill give you your quota yet?
No.
Okay. How many boxes? 10 boxes probably. That sounds about right.
Yeah, about right.
Yeah, a couple hundred sticks.
We're not looking at each other. We have to look this way.
Oh, well, now we're looking at each other. Yeah, there we go.
Yeah,
wow,
yeah.
Hey, what's up?
Yeah.
Got it.
Much better. It's a little backwards here in the podcast studio. Well, we'll be up there with a whole bunch of other stuff and also signing people up for Shorty's Ride, which is going to happen on August 6th, first Sunday of the motorcycle rally. Make sure you sign up there. $100. All the money goes to charity. You get a T-shirt. You get a swag bag here, including all kinds of good stuff from the shop. We'll have some coffee and donuts during the morning. Nice, quick little ride. So make sure you sign up for that, and soon it'll be available online as well. Well, before we bring in today's guests, we have 4 special people.
Special by
Many different definitions. Who are not employed by Deadwood Tobacco Company, but they are very near and dear to our hearts. So we have the women of Deadwood Tobacco Company, most of them anyway, not everyone could be here, coming on in a little bit just to talk about what it's like to deal with this motley crew.
Well, one does physically work for Deadwood Tobacco.
That is true. Yeah. Now I'm going to get in trouble. Consuela.
Yep, you just F that away.
Yeah. And she's been on the podcast before.
Yes.
Yeah. So that'll be a fun one. And then we have Preacher's wife, we have Wild Bill's wife, and we have my wife. And they're going to share some stories and give you a female perspective of what it's like to, live with and put up with this group of assholes. So in just a few minutes, come on back for the women of Deadwood Tobacco Company. welcome back to episode 27 of Deadwood Tobacco Company's Blow and Smoke podcast. We have very special guests on the show today. Now, these are very dear people to all of us. They will probably say some things that we won't agree with, but that's okay. We promise not to cut most of them out. When we were looking at new things to talk about on the podcast, I came up with a harebrained idea. Well, why don't we have the ladies of DTC come on? That would be most of the better halves of the staff of Deadwood Tobacco Company. So we have 4 of the Deadwood Tobacco Company wives joining us today. And we're going to start it off with a young lady who has been on the podcast before because she works here. So if you are a customer who orders online from us or has maybe placed a phone order, then you should be already familiar with Consuela, ladies and gentlemen.
Hello.
That's quite all right. That's good. That's a good start.
Hello.
Yep, perfect. Consuela is, as Stash, what's Consuela's title? Pain in the ass, if you didn't hear that. She is in charge of our shipping department. So, Consuela, why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself, and then, obviously, your worse half is Stash.
I do shipping.
That is true. You do shipping. How long have you done the shipping for DTC?
It'll be 2 years in October.
Ah, see, very nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, you enjoy it.
Yes.
Who's the biggest pain in the ass customer?
Customer?
Yeah, you deal with our customers. Who's the biggest pain in the ass?
None of them are.
Oh, there's a very good corporate answer.
No, seriously, none of them are. They're very nice. I don't really have any issues with them
Very good.
because I don't really see them.
Wow, you
I mean, some of them I talk to on the phone when they do orders, but everybody's been very pleasant with me because I think I'm a female.
Oh, you think that has something to do with it?
I think that's why they're nice. Oh, there's a girl working here.
Yeah, that is true.
Yeah.
So, before you did shipping, do you know of any other women that worked for DTC?
What? Yes.
One. So you
2.
All right. So you're kind of a rare breed around here.
Yes.
Yeah. So what's it like working in a big old sausage fest?
It's basically like working with brothers from another mother.
All right. Very good. Because I know what it's like hanging around. You probably hear a few things.
Oh, yeah. I hear a lot of gossip.
Really? Are you saying guys gossip?
Sometimes I think it's worse than working with women.
Well, interesting. Well, that's good to know. All right. And then your better half is?
Stash.
And what does he do here?
Sells cigars and beer. I don't know.
Anything else?
He just walks around and looks busy.
That's amazing.
No, he has good rapport with customers.
Yes. Yeah, when I joined the team, I was told Stash has a department. And I was like, oh, I didn't really know Stash had a department. Well, Stash's department is get shit done.
Oh, yes.
Yeah. So when there's stuff that has to happen, Stash makes sure it happens, in addition
Yes.
to ordering and a number of other things.
Yes.
How long has he been with DTC?
Oh, what, 3? Yeah, I'm trying to figure out.
Are you trying to do math?
To think of the years. 4
4
years
4
in
years.
October.
All right. Very good. All right.
He's second oldest employee
Behind Ethan. Yeah.
Oh, well, very good. Well, and then at that's a good time to transition. If you would pass the mic over to your right. Next up is Erin. Welcome, Erin.
Thank you.
Appreciate you taking the time out to come and hang out with us and fill the folks in. How are you affiliated with DTC?
So my husband Ethan has been working here for 8 years now.
800 years.
800 years.
Yes, and what does Ethan do?
Makes tables.
Like the one
Like
that
the
you were
one
all
that's
sitting
in
at
front
right
of
now.
us here.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes. But specifically here at the shop.
At the shop. When he's here, he smokes cigars. And he does social media. And, magic with
Podcasts.
sound and podcasts and takes photos.
Yep. Did you ever get an official title? Are you the creative director?
I think that's a self-dubbed title.
So I've got one of those too. So yeah, that's good.
Yes.
Stash, what's your self-given title?
Asshole.
That sounds about right. So for a long time, and actually, before I started working here, I was a guest on the podcast previously, and we recorded at your place.
Yes.
Can you tell us a little bit about that place where we record?
The studio. Yes. That is the place where Ethan lives, basically.
It's a great place.
It is a good place. We have 4 children, a dog, and a cat.
Sure.
And me. So he just goes to that studio to escape.
Very nice.
And to escape honeydew lists and, all the wonderful
I call
ideas.
it strategic focus. That's what I call it.
Except for all the times I go out and you're napping or...
Oh, that's when he's
just
the most
watching
focused.
movies. That's right. Good point.
Yeah.
Good point.
Yeah. And then day to day, what do you do?
Day to day, I own a business in Rapid City. I have a boutique, and it is called Doc and Alice. And we've been open about 8 years.
Very nice.
And I take care of all those children and the dog and the cat.
And all of that
And
fun
Ethan.
stuff. Yes.
Of course.
Yeah.
When I happen to see him.
He seems like he can generally take care of himself now.
Pretty much.
Very good.
He's extremely independent.
I
But
hadn't
we don't
noticed.
need marriage counseling. All's good.
And how long have you been married?
We've been married 28, right? Is that right?
It's up there, yeah.
It's a lot of years.
I feel like he stopped counting after about 14.
Yeah. Yep.
Well, very good. Well, thanks for coming on, and we'll come back to you in just a little bit.
Okay.
And we're going to move on. We're going to skip over Jody. Thank God she gets a break. And then this ought to be real fun for me. Now joining us is Molly, who happens to be my wife.
Would you like to swap?
Want to swap? Do you want to talk to Molly?
Ooh.
No. So Molly, what does your loving, good-looking, talented, tall husband do at DTC?
So my eye candy Randy runs the music department, basically, and works and serves cigars and beers and all of that good kind of stuff.
Very good. And how long has this person been working at DTC?
Oh, shit! When did you start? Only a few months ago.
Yep.
But I have to say that I have been a patron of Deadwood Tobacco Company since 2009 when I moved to Deadwood. So I am very familiar with the space and the place.
Very good. And what is one of the highlights or the strong points about having your better half work for Deadwood Tobacco?
Besides the smelling all the time? Well, I get to come and hang out with amazing people every day and great friends, and there's always good wine.
There you go. There's a commercial right there. And in your daily work life, what do you do?
I run a renewable energy company, and I am in 2 bands.
So lots and lots of free time.
Enough to come and hang out here a lot.
Well, to be honest, we did bribe you with wine, so that helps.
Yes, you can.
Very good. And now, we've waited long enough. You pass the microphone over to your left. And this is, ladies and gentlemen, the boss of bosses, the Dawn of Tobacco. Everybody, it's Jody. Hi, Jody.
Hi, Jody.
So, Jody, who is your better half at DTC?
Wild Bill.
And you claim that?
Yes.
Okay. So, obviously, you have been involved since when with the company?
With the company, 2018.
Very good. And your thoughts about having a spouse who runs the premier smoking lounge in the state of South Dakota?
It's a lot of fun.
That was a little hesitant.
No, he's been in cigars for a really long time, so this is just progression.
Very good. And then in your regular work life, what do you do?
I deal drugs.
Oh, that's perfect.
On the corner of North Avenue and Rushmore and Spearfish.
So prescription drugs.
Oh, yeah, yes.
Yeah, that side of things.
That doesn't sound much better.
Two people who have active prescriptions. Let's just do that. You are a pharmacist.
Yes.
All right, just in case people weren't catching on. And how long have you been doing that?
At Walgreens for 24 years.
Oh, geez.
In pharmacy in general since 95.
And then, yeah, go ahead and take a drink. I'll think of a question for you. Bill, can you refill her glass? So given that while Bill is the boss of the shop here, what is it like dealing with all of the things that he has on his plate to not only operate Deadwood Tobacco, but oversee us in this growth and expansion that we've been going on for the last few months?
I don't know.
Stressful?
Sometimes.
Yeah? A little bit?
Maybe for me more than him.
So he's a little more laid back, is that what you're saying?
I feel like it. Sometimes.
All right.
Or he doesn't show it.
Well, okay, maybe that's it. So you, that I know of the panel, actually are a cigar smoker.
Yes. I cannot confirm or deny.
Oh, okay. Never mind. So, was Bill in cigars when you met?
No.
Oh, okay.
Actually, I smoked cigarettes back in the day, and
Okay.
I was told not to smoke.
By Bill.
By Bill.
At the time, was he smoking cigarettes?
No.
Cigars?
No.
Really? How did that transition happen?
On his 33rd birthday, we were driving down the street in Maumee, Ohio, and he saw a cigar store and said, "Hey, I want to stop and have a cigar." And I said, "Okay." And he walked in there and saw a sign that said, "I'm now hiring," and he asked for an application, and the rest is history.
Very nice. I did not know that. So that's a few years ago. And Bill, everyone is hiding around the corner. He doesn't want to be involved in this one. There he is. For the record, he is smiling. So what has been in all these years with the shop? What's been some of the highlights or the memorable moments that you've had?
At the shop, there's a lot of highlights. I mean, for one, he's now home all the time, whereas when we lived in Minnesota and he was on the road selling for first Ashton, then Drew Estate, he was gone all the time. So now he gets to do the same thing that he really enjoys, but be home. And I think just having the shop is really fun. We get to hang out here, smoke cigars, meet new people, make new friends. It's just a lot of fun. And the new place is warm and inviting and just a lot of fun.
And then since you've been with Bill since the inception here of the new DTC, have you had the experience of traveling internationally to plantations, estates, and things like that?
Even before he took the job or bought the shop, I'd been to Nicaragua. I've been to Dominican. That's it.
Well, that's a pretty good start. All you're missing is Honduras, and maybe we can make that happen down the road. All right, we'll let you off the hook for now. We are going to go back now to the one who is petrified, Consuela. Ethan, do you have our questions for the ladies?
I do. So I compiled a couple of slides just to serve, with some dialogue. So there's a couple of responses, right? When you're asked, what effect has cigar smoking, with your spouse had on you? There's a couple different ways you can go. Actually, probably more than that. But let's start off with this. One response would be this. I love it, right? I love it that my spouse smokes cigars. Or I wasn't sure at first, but I grew to love it, right? That's a possible way to go. Now, there's another one that could also be in the range of responses, and it's this. I really hate it, right? I grin and bear it, I tolerate it, or I've been beaten into submission. Right? So to kind of, put a barometer out there or put a level of 1 to 10, how would you respond?
I really don't mind it
Great.
because I'm the one that came up with the idea that he should make the attic his smoking lounge. Because it takes an hour or so to smoke a cigar, and when it snows, it's too cold for him to be outside. So I said, why don't you just turn the attic into a smoking lounge?
Stash would like to interject.
Okay.
The caveat to that is now that the smoking lounge is done, if I go up there, and I'm up there for longer than 15 minutes, I get a text. What are you doing? Where are you? What's happening? Why are you gone so long? When are you coming down?
We need to bring that up.
Yeah, I know you failed to bring that up. Anyway, I won't let you forget it, though.
All right, next question.
We'll move on to Aaron. Same question, because so as Consuela just said, Stash has a smoking lounge in his attic, and we covered the fact that there is a studio at your place. Mm-hmm. Does Ethan smoke anywhere else around the house?
No. Well, maybe outdoors.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
When it's nice out?
Yeah.
Has that been a rule since you started working in the industry?
Long before.
Very
There
good.
was this one time
This is what we're looking for.
when I was pregnant with our fourth child. Maybe it was our third. And he had a friend over, and it was too cold to be outside on the porch. So I'm talking with the friend's wife upstairs, sick as a dog from being pregnant, and the cigar smoke begins to rise into the living room.
To my defense, we were in the basement, right?
Yeah, right.
We were
where-
tucked away in the basement. We cracked the window. We did all the necessary preparations.
Sure.
But it didn't work.
No, she was concerned that we were smoking. Not only could she smell it, but we were smoking too close to the laundry, and that everything that we owned was going to also smell like smoke.
Right. And the baby. I was concerned the baby was going to smell like smoke.
We cracked the window, like I said.
I mean, but in Ethan's defense, it was either your third or fourth. So, you know.
Right.
And look, I grew up in the back of a Gran Torino, touring the Western nation on vacation. And my dad, he would hotbox the sucker and smoke Marlboros, right? And my mom would be like, Jerry, there's 4 kids in the back. And he's like, I cracked a window, right? I mean, that's the...
You're going to blame it on your dad.
I'm just saying. I can still remember a transatlantic flight with, people smoking in the back of the airplane, right? I mean,
We're that
things
old.
have changed, yeah.
Yeah. Mm. Yeah. Yeah. My response was to start stomping my foot on the floor as loud as I could and kind of screaming down the vent. So I'm the 100% beaten into submission. Yeah.
Well, that does make sense.
Yeah.
If you can't beat them, join them.
Join them.
No.
Yeah.
So let's ask a question. How many cigars a day do you think Ethan smokes?
6? 10?
Winston Churchill was known to have smoked 12 a day, so I can't even keep up with that.
With who?
Winston Churchill smoked 12 a day.
Is that for real?
That's for real.
That's a lot of cigars.
Well, close enough.
The only time Ethan ever did that was on a trip that we took to, it's for our 20th, 15th? I don't know, one of the anniversaries.
It was actually our 10th anniversary.
Was it 10th? Okay.
I purchased tickets on a cruise.
Yep.
And so we were going to do Cozumel. We were going to do Jamaica,
Yes.
right? And I wandered into Jamaica, which my wife didn't like very much because even though I was walking hand in hand with her, I was being propositioned. Maybe it was my long hair or something. Propositioned not only by females for some action,
Yep.
but hey, man, you want to smoke something? And I'm like, holy cow, like, give me a break.
Yep.
But I did find a tobacconist that seemed to have some cigars that were actually humidified. I found some Monte Cristos that I got for like $5 a stick. Took them back onto the vessel.
Yep.
We were sailing into Miami, right? At 4 a.m. we were going to dock or some crazy hour like that. Well, previous to this, I had this whole box of cigars, and I'm removing the labels. And my wife is like, why are you doing that? And I said, because they say Habana on them. And she's like, well, I mean, why is that a big deal? I said, well, technically, this is violating custom laws, and they could, take my ID and put a sticker on it that says, smuggler, right? And she goes, is it really worth it? Right, with that look.
Well, and you were convinced it was worth it.
Absolutely.
I think there was a fight about that.
I spent good hard-earned dollars on these cigars.
Right.
And she gave me that look, and it was like, deciding to leave my firstborn on the vessel.
It was crazy.
And so I was like, I've got to get through as many of these as possible before we arrive in Miami.
And he had like a couple hours.
So I chain smoked. I think I got through the third one, something like that.
Fast.
And then I'm like, I got to leave these for somebody. Somebody's going to have a good day when they clean this room.
Yeah. I didn't want him to
throw
get
away.
arrested.
Sure. Oh, absolutely.
And of
So-
course, when we go through customs,
They looked harder in my bag than yours.
yeah. There was nothing. I'm like, do you see what you did to me?
Yeah.
So I felt a little bad.
Yeah. Hundreds and hundreds of dollars of real Cubans
Right. Down the toilet.
wasted.
Yeah.
Speaking of, Molly, you had the occasion recently. Since I began the hobby of cigar smoking, how has that changed what we do when we're on vacation?
We seem to find a cigar shop in every single place that we go. Doesn't matter. That and a casino. There's kind of both of those things wrapped in together.
And if you can smoke a cigar in a casino, then what do you need?
That's even better.
Yep.
But the cigar thing to me wasn't really a big deal because I started smoking cigars when I was about somewhere between 19 and 21. I worked at a bar in New York City, and around the corner was Angelo and Maxie's, and it was amazing steakhouse, and they actually had a cigar bar in the back when you could still like smoke cigars in a restaurant in New York City, like crazy. And like the old Yankees players like Jeter and Chucky Knobloch like used to hang out there. I'm really showing my age now. So I have always loved cigars. I don't smoke them that often, but I have one probably every other weekend or once a month or
Sure.
past couple weeks a little more.
And you do have some favorites. So out of our humidor, what do you like to smoke?
Well, if I just want something like super light and mild and like just easy going, I smoke one of those little chilies. But I also do like something more robust like a limitada or I don't know. I'll try anything. So I'm not too picky. I don't know what that says about me.
And before we take that microphone away from you, you actually got to travel with your mom recently.
I
and
did.
What was the one request I had?
You said bring back some cigars from Australia because you could get real Cubans.
Yep.
And so I did.
Yep.
And
Absolutely.
you didn't get arrested either.
No, because I brought back like the allotment and they didn't even check. Like we came back into the country. I shouldn't probably not be saying this on.
It was only 3.
It was only 3.
And,
yes.
and they were delicious.
I don't know. I didn't get one.
That is true.
She wasn't chain smoking them beforehand.
No, not at all. All right, Jody, back to you. I know you thought you were done. Diana's dropping stuff. Consuela, it's all right. So as the, we call you the CEO here at the shop. So like when you would open a tab, I'm sure you've seen that. When it's on the screen, it just says CEO. Because like we said earlier, you are the boss of the boss. So what has been, you said you traveled a little bit before. Mm-hmm. What has been the biggest highlight of watching what you and Bill have done over the years that you've had Deadwood Tobacco? So many good times you can't think about it.
I don't know. I enjoy like Sturgis. That's fun.
Mm-hmm.
I like the new place. Mm-hmm. It was fun to go to the Dominican.
When you went to the Dominican, was that for a specific purpose or just in general for cigar?
TAA.
Okay. Which is, for those that don't know?
Tobacco
Tobacconist
Association of
Association.
America.
Yeah.
There you go.
Ethan and Aaron were there as well.
Yep. So that is a trade show or
Yes.
okay.
Yes.
Yep.
And we drove golf carts quite a bit.
Mm-hmm.
We went horseback riding.
Oh, yes. That was exciting.
Yep.
I'm sure Ethan smoked 20 cigars that day.
They were free, so might as well.
Bill does not smoke cigars.
Not at all?
Not at all.
Really? As a matter of fact, we all know that's not true because one of the best times that I've had since I've been involved at DTC is something that you guys do when we have events. You host the staff and our plus ones at your house with the representative, sometimes the owner of the company, both cigars and beers. Can you tell us a little bit of how you guys decided to make that part of the company?
I'm watching Bill right now. I don't know what this means. Because Vaughn did it? Yeah, so Vaughn used to always have people stay at her house for any kind of event. She never wanted anyone to stay in a hotel, stay at her house. That's how it is. It's fun. It's family. So we've kind of done that as well. All the reps and beer reps like Michael at Shiner and all the other reps for cigars all stay at the house. And then we just, the Thursday before the big event, we just have like some kind of food and invite friends and family and whatnot over and just have a big, huge like rallying type thing beforehand.
It's great food. Let me tell you what.
Yep,
Amazing.
absolutely great food.
Yeah.
And I would assume that part of the fun would be, because I'm just now getting to know these people, like Shorty Rossi. I've known Michael from Shiner for a while, Tom Lazuka, some others who come out that are just big personalities in the cigar industry, hanging out at your house, having a couple of cocktails, having a cigar, and just relaxing and basically not really talking shop, just having a good time as a big family. Is that how you see it?
Yes.
Short and sweet.
No, it's a lot of fun to have people over. Bill and I have always liked to entertain over the years, even before he worked for cigar companies. And it's just fun having everyone over and everyone's like family. And it's just kind of like, I don't know, it's just a lot of fun to have people over and hang out and get to know each other before you have to work the 14-hour days and the
And we drink all of the Camus.
That is true. Molly and Jody have been known to polish a couple liters. yeah, that too.
That was Diana.
We don't need to talk about that.
All right, ladies, before we wrap this up, I want to give you free reign. We're going to start with you, Consuela, Diana. Free reign.
Yes.
Your husband works at a tobacco company.
Yes.
Fire away. What about it isn't the best for how your house smells, or what goes on in your lives, the crazy hours, the what if you're like, hey, that drives me nuts. This is your chance to tell the world what stash involved at Deadwood Tobacco Company in the tobacco industry. What is annoying to you?
Actually, nothing, because he's home all the time. When he was in the Navy, that's where it was irritating and not fun. But he's home with me every night, and he only works part-time, so that's just perfect.
You said
We
he
do
hogs
work
the
together.
blankets.
He hogs the blankets.
Oh, he does hog the blankets.
Deadwood tobacco.
He does love working here. I love working here. That's why I started working here, because I could have done nursing, but I didn't want to do that. I wanted to do something that was fun and not really stressful. So, and it's kind of cool to work with your husband. Granted, it was just a few hours.
So, if you want to see an entertaining shit show go down, come on down on Friday, because both of us are working. You got time to lean, you got time to clean. Shut up, bitch. Get back into shipping. Get out of my area. Go back in yours. That's how that works.
Alrighty. So no, I'm glad that we have the opportunity to both work at the same facility, because some facilities don't want husbands and wives to work together, but it's worked out. I don't really see a lot of drama, between the two of us, even though he thinks there is, but there's not.
I mean, sometimes when you've had a couple of steak dinners at a restaurant down the street and you come back to watch music and...
Woo! Yeah! I'm off the clock, so that doesn't count when you're off the clock.
And you have the rare distinction. Ethan is a close second, but you have your own office.
Yes, I do, which I love, because I'm not in anybody's way and nobody's in my way.
She watches murder porn.
Yes, I do. Yes.
Yep.
While I'm doing my shipping, I have my murder porn on. It relaxes me. It keeps me focused, because I try to do the best job I can. I try to make sure that everybody's packages go out in a timely manner. I pride myself on making sure that everybody gets the correct order. If there's something wrong with orders, usually it's when I'm on vacation. Just saying.
Oh, there it is. There it is. You're supposed to be picking on him, not all of us.
Oh,
all right.
Yeah, because usually we're on vacation together.
All right. Consuela, everybody, thank you very much.
Thank you. Make sure you put your orders in.
Aaron, you're up next. Free reign. We've got a couple of fun stories already.
Yeah.
What's been one of the goofier or funnier, or maybe a slight disagreement you might have had with Preacher's time here at DTC?
So, that phrase from way back that kissing you is like licking an ashtray? That conversation's been had.
So lots of gum and mints and mouthwash right at the door as he comes home?
Please go brush your teeth. Take a shower.
I mean, you guys, you have to have just a little bit of, history. It started out with her revulsion, and I'm like, look, honey, I smoked before we even met. So this is something that it's kind of a package deal.
You smoked a tobacco pipe, which smelled good.
Yeah, but I mean, it's really the same thing when you think about it.
We do have a wide selection of pipes and tobacco.
Right.
Yeah, here at DTC. House blends we make ourselves.
But Aaron has come a long way, and I maybe it's
Thank you.
The whole thing of if you can't beat them, join them. But she really has come a long way. She's mellowed out in her old age. We don't have.
It started off so nice.
She's 29.
Right.
She's 29. Yes, thank you.
So I mean, but literally at the beginning, it was like, I want you to disrobe on the porch, take all of your clothes off, hose yourself off, shower twice.
It's true.
Fire hose your mouth, and then you might be able to sleep
Next.
in the same vicinity that I am.
Next to me in the bed.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
And we just, I started working here, and you get done at, Friday or Saturday night, and you come home at 1, and I'm like, I'm just not going to do it. You know what I'm saying?
And apparently, I'm too old to fight about it anymore.
You're 29.
I'm 29. Yep.
Very good. Aaron, thank you very much. Appreciate you coming out. Jody, we're going to save the last word for you. This one's probably going to hurt. Molly.
I'm going to go with the mountains of laundry that you have to go through, because it's not just the smelling, it's actually having to physically do the laundry. And Randy's not the smallest dude in the world, so his laundry takes up like 5 more laundry spaces than most is going to be. And plus, I end up hanging out here, so then we have my laundry on top of it, so it's just all of the laundry in the world. So it feels like we never have enough clean clothes. And then the second is that we don't have a space where we could build a man cave or a cigar smoking place. So on his days off, he's like, I want to go have a cigar. So we just end up right back here again and hang out even more.
It's true. It's true, especially in the wintertime. I mean, I don't want to sit outside, so I'm going to go hang out here.
Kind of pretty much. So I think those are the 2 things. The schedule's, that's fine because I'll stay out and listen to music on a Friday and Saturday because that's what I love anyway. So I think that's it.
I know a really good clothing store that we can get you some more stuff.
Yes,
Yeah.
I need to come shopping for sure.
The amazing thing is my wife has got she calls it Alice's Closet, and women can come in and, trade in some old clothes and get credit towards some new clothes. And there's a certain customer that really loves patchouli oil.
There is.
And that stuff is oil-based and does not wash out. Now that is a whole different game, man. Like you might think that my clothing, has a delicious masculine aroma of tobacco, but patchouli oil is a whole different game, man.
Yeah.
That sounds almost like Stash's, let's just say, lack of preference for a certain line that we carry.
Oh, I can't see that. I'm not a fan of that either.
All right. Last but not least, Jody, you get the last word, whatever you would like to share with the tens of thousands of viewers of this podcast.
The new shop does not smell as bad as the old shop.
Agreed. 100%. State-of-the-art ventilation system.
Yes.
It can blow hot air, cold air, whatever the season needs.
Yes, it feels like there's no smoke at all.
Very nice. All right, ladies, thank you very much. Molly, Jody, Aaron, Consuela / Diana. We appreciate you taking some time out here, and you didn't put too big of a dent into our wine supply, so there'll be some left for this weekend. Stash, Wild Bill, Ethan, any closing words? You have us speechless.
I was going to say thanks for having us, and hopefully we'll be able to do a little bit, more.
We're 29 years old.
This
We are
episode
all
could have been-
29 years old.
This episode could have been very incriminating for me personally, so I want to thank you for your candor.
I like to share.
And as always, like, subscribe, share, do all that stuff. We're going to have actually, I'm the newest employee. He will not let me forget that. He was hired 2 days before me. We're going to have the second newest employee, the kid, Bacon, Baby Ruth, Jakin, will be joining us for part of our next podcast. Make sure you check out everything on our social media. Ethan does a great job up there. You got the entire band lineup through the month of July. We have all of our wonderful specials on cigars. Like I said earlier, we're running a portfolio pack for Tatuaje. Currently, maybe by the time this comes out, we will have sold out of those. And always, always check our website and our socials for the latest goings-on. We always have something special here. Shorty Rossi is going to be back. We're doing a charity ride with him. We have the Sturgis Rally just around the corner. It's going to be here before we know it. And we're looking forward to a very, very successful summer season and beyond in our brand new facility, 715 Main Street, the first floor of the Masonic Temple right next to the Silverado. Thank you, ladies.
Thank you.
Thank you, Preacher, Stash,
Absolutely.
Wild Bill. We will see you next time.
Cheers.